Attention, all stations. Good evening, everyone, and welcome. Bonsoir, tout le monde, et bienvenue. This is Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu, opening the Amateur Radio Exchange Group, AREG, for Wednesday, November the 2nd, 2022, post Halloween. First net after Halloween. Today marks 1,520 weeks. That's 1520 weeks that AREG has been on the air consecutively. My name is Chuck, and my station is located in East Hamilton. The Simplex Net was founded by John Sims, Victor Echo 3, Juliet Sierra Uniform, VE3JSU, who is now living in Manitouwadge, Ontario since mid July 2018. Anyone with a valid license who checks into the net from anywhere is welcome here. The idea is to have people check in to either test out their radios and antenna systems, maybe ask a radio or technical question, or to just say hello and tell us about their week. We do not discuss religion or politics, and foul language is not accepted here. The AREG is considered to be a very friendly net, and so comments, questions, or break ins are welcome, but this is still a directed net and go through the net controller. We also stream the net on YouTube, so people who tune in can hear how they sound into my station and see their signal strength as well as seeing my station. Just type my call into the YouTube search box and look for us live or under the title tonight is AREG Week 1520. Pretty easy. And so this net is on every Wednesday night, starting at 8 p.m. and ending at 10 p.m. local time here on 146.430 megahertz. And while this is a simplex net, uh, keep in mind that it's likely that not everyone else will be able to hear you. This should not discourage you from participating, and it may encourage some of you to improve your station. And relaying communications has a long history in amateur radio, and so we encourage you to ask for a relay when a station is unable to hear the other party or to pass on a message. And lastly, we ask that you please try and leave a 2-second delay between transmissions to allow others to break in case of an emergency. Anyways, may I now have check ins for this evening's AREG? Okay. Okay, let's try that again. This is Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu with the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. Looking for check ins. Please come now.
Victor Echo 3, Bravo Mike Oscar.
Hey, Pierre, VE3BMO. Thanks for saving the day. You're the first one in.
I see this. I happen to have it on while I was having a cigarette here. Was chit-chatting with the wife. And heard you come on, so I figured, oh, well, I'll key down.
All right, Pierre, do appreciate that, sir. Leave me hanging. Maybe a lot of people don't like to hear the intro, or they're possibly checking into other nets that are in the area or Toronto. So they go do that first and then stop by here. But, anyways, yeah, quite the fog that's set in there, Pierre. Eh? It's currently 8.5 degrees out here and pretty thick.
Oh, yeah, definitely foggy out. I was running out to Smithville today to get water, doing Beamsville. And, yeah, she was pretty foggy out. And, you were coming in pretty loud the other day on the HF radio there. I might add.
Oh, during the weekend, during the contesting?
Uh, uh yeah, when Kevin was on there.
Oh, when I got him in his park.
Yeah, I was in there too. But you're loud over here.
Oh, I might have had it turned up a little extra notch because I was contesting, and I just stopped to give a point to Kevin.
Yeah, right.
Well, yeah, might be loud locally, but when you're talking hundreds or even thousands of miles, yeah, nobody seems to complain.
No, not at all. And heck, I was doing 20 watts, making a contact there today. That was all right.
No, yeah, where to?
Oh, just Texas.
Oh, very good, very good. Well, that's still what, over 1,000 miles away, right?
Oh yeah, I thought it was pretty neat. That was for the POTA actually.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you know what? Um, I have not been doing POTA. Um, I don't know. I've just been concentrating on doing HF because within the span of a week there, I got 10 new countries. Uh, and it just got me, trying to get more and more and more of them. So yeah, I was pretty excited about that. But I'll get back to doing the POTA there. But we'll see how that goes through the winter.
Oh yeah, I'm new to it, so I'll check it out. Seem to be doing all right so far. It's working. I get it to function and everything, making the contact. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, right on, right on. So you working, still working 6 days a week, or what's going on there?
Yeah, pretty much. Well, five this week. I don't think I have to work Saturday and Sunday, so I'm good those days. So I'm hoping I can get that other antenna out here.
Oh yeah, what kind of HF? I heard you said you got an HF antenna there. So yeah, even forgot to ask you about that. What do you got?
I went and got one of those 800-watt end-fed antenna,
Oh, the NFED.
MFJ, the HP one.
Oh, right on, right on. Yeah, yeah. I might get me one of those myself. I've heard some pretty good results from most everyone. I haven't heard anybody that's had any bad luck with it. So, uh, yeah, and yeah. So, how do you like it?
I got to put it up still. I'm just running that Zephyr antenna, that one that looks like a chunk of extension cord.
Oh, so you do have one up though.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
When did you put that up?
That was up a couple months now. Anyways, yeah, something like that.
Oh, right on. Congratulations. And let's hope you heard I had a catastrophic failure with my G5 RV, eh?
Yeah, everybody seems to be having a hard time with their G5 RVs lately.
Oh no, mine wasn't a performance issue. It was falling off from the apex from not being secured with the proper materials. Uh, we put zip ties, and well, it gave out when I tugged on one of the legs one day, and that's all she wrote. So I'm glad it happened before the winter, and now hopefully it'll stay up there for a bit.
Well, that's good that you fixed it. Yeah, I'm kind of hoping to get this other one out on the weekend. Big enough tree out front here, so. And it's thinner wire than what I got out there right now. What I got out there right now is too thick, right? So, Yep, hoping that'll do good for me. This one here is doing all right. Be nice if it had a lower match, though.
Well, right on. Very good. Yeah. Well, we're supposed to have a few nice days there, right into next week, I think. So, yeah, pick your day there and get her done before she gets uh, so cold that if you don't wear gloves, you start getting frostbite there. You don't like working out in that stuff. Anyhow, Pierre, we're going to see if we got anybody else waiting in the wings. So we'll say thanks again for checking in. Do you got anything else there before we move along?
No, sir. Good to go. I think 9 minutes should have rattled somebody up. V3 BMO. Listen along.
Roger, Roger. Thanks there, Pierre. Okay, we're clearing with Victor Echo 3, Bravo Mike Oscar. Let's see if anybody else is out there like to join us here on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. This is VA3 CJZ. My name is Chuck, and I'm located in East Hamilton, and we are streaming live on YouTube. Any new check ins, please come now.
But where was Hamilton? BE3 GMP.
Victor Alpha 3 in Mike Whiskey, Juliet. And I stepped on Chris.
Oh no, V3RWJ.
Okay, so I've got three stations there. I've got GNP, IMW, and Romeo Whiskey Juliet. Let's go say hi to Garnett. Hey there, Garnett. I hear it's nice and hot at your place.
Yeah, I had the new furnace put in today. The old one broke down Friday. So we went from Friday to today with no heat. And it was kind of cool at nighttime, but during the day it wasn't too bad.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, better now than, in January, February. Um, that's like us. We had our hot water tank stop working, and uh, instead of changing parts on it, they just took the whole thing away and put a new one in.
Yeah, the old furnace is only 10 years old.
Wow. Wow. That's amazing because normally you get at least 20 to 25 years out of a furnace. But I guess those new disposable ones, you got to replace them sooner.
Yeah, the blower motor went, so it wasn't blowing no heat.
Yeah, I hear you. It's like my dryer went out on me about, I don't know, a week ago or so, 10 days ago. And we were getting too much heat. The thermostat went out on it. So good thing it kicked out.
Yeah. Anyways, Chuck, I was going to give you a quick check-in tonight because I'm going to go watch TV. Just wanted to give you a check-in tonight anyways. I hadn't checked in the last couple of weeks.
Okay, Garnett. Well, thank you very much for taking the time out and checking in with us. Much appreciated, sir. You go enjoy a nice warm house and watch a movie. Thanks again, Garnett. So clearing with VE3 GNP. And let's go to VA3 IMW. Mac, come on in.
Well, good evening, Chuck. Father Chuck, Father Charles. It's been a week since my last confession. No. Wrong theme. Sorry about that. Anyways, you're sounding good. Everybody is all dressed up. Nice to see that. I just got back from checking on the ACS net, and I put in a quick advert for the AREG net as well. But as usual, none of the guys will bother to turn the dial on the radio. I don't think they know how to do that. Anyways, was kind of fun playing on 70 centimeters with some super propagation, hearing stations from far and wide, loud and proud. And I was hoping some of this was going to carry over to 2 meters. But I would say everybody I'm hearing so far is pretty much average signals tonight so far. Have you noticed anything different with propagation on 2 meters?
No, good question though, Mac. We've only gotten full strength stations in so far. A nice test would be if Art were to key up there. So I guess we'll ask that you keep an ear out for Art. VE3 Kilo Charlie India. And Garnett and Pierre are the first two, and of course they're full strength. But quite the foggy evening there. Didn't really expect that on the in the fall too much, but yeah, I guess it happens in the fall quite a bit, I guess, if you think about it.
Yeah, I can remember back in the early days when I was working at the Hamilton Airport as a ground crew supervisor. There was 2 points in time where we got to load buses instead of airplanes, and that was a couple of weeks in the springtime, and about a week in the fall, when the fog would sock in and visibility was below minimums. They would have airport aircraft diverted to alternate airports. So we'd be loading buses, outgoing and incoming buses. We would we wouldn't have to bother with them. It was kind of a nice break from slugging stuff on aircraft, but those were the days. Long time ago. Long time ago. Great experience for a youngster, and too bad aviation general service. There's not really any good money in that kind of career. It was a lot of fun though. I'm sure Chris wants to get in and say hello to everybody, and I'm pretty sure there's going to be a few more left in the wings because Pierre certainly stirred up the airwaves and sent out some positive energy to other ham operators. So I'm not going to hold it up right now, and I do need to make a phone call to somebody because I've missed some incoming calls for the last hour or so, and I got to make sure I don't disappoint those folks either. Anyways, Chuck, pick it up, take it away, and spin it around and send it over to say hello to Chris. Go ahead.
Okay, Mac, thanks a bunch for all that, and we'll chat some more a little bit later for sure. And you're sounding good, full strength signal at my house, so there you go. And you can also check it live on YouTube as well. And speaking of YouTube, I know this gentleman listens to our stream on YouTube. Let's welcome VE3RWJ. Chris, come on in.
Yep. Hello, Chuck. Noisy tonight, but that's because I have local noise that's showing up every evening again. Really need to track that down because it takes you from S9 down, to S4, S5. So who knows what that is? But anyway, we're gonna start sleuthing and try and figure it out. No traffic from Ancaster, and just gonna listen along on the stream. Been messing with our audio again, so we're gonna go check that out too. It's always great being able to check it over there, see how it actually sounds over the air instead of in my headphones. Thanks for doing the net. Amazing. We're at week 1520, the 3RWJ.
Yes, absolutely there, Chris. Already 1,520. Actually, last night before going to sleep, I was just thinking about the next year anniversary. It'll be 30 next summer, so that'll be interesting for the 30th year anniversary. Right on. So yeah, you're sounding good tonight, Chris. I'm wearing headphones at the moment, and I detect very, very slight popcorn, I guess you could say. Just very slight noise. And other than that, though, sounding good. Nice signal. Bring it back there. I'll give you a signal strength.
Okay. Turned off the other. Let me make sure everything's on. Yep. Turned off the other radio, so that might have been static from the other radio on the desk here. But you're sounding good as well. It's just my local noise. It's weird. It's on for about 4 hours. Shows up around 6:30, and it's gone by around 10:30. So we're logging the times, and we're going to walk around the neighborhood a bit and see if we can find it. Back to you, V3RWJ.
Okay, Chris. Yeah, you're full strength. Full strength. You're on 2 meters, yet I couldn't hear you on the 446125. So quite strange. Some nights I can, others I can't. But 2 meters, never a problem there. So, all right, very good, Chris. Thanks for checking in, sir. Did you participate in the Worldwide DX contest this weekend?
Nope, no HF here, unfortunately.
Right. Okay.
But it was probably, I assume it was wall-to-wall activity. I think I heard or I read somewhere that they were expecting 35,000 participants. So it was probably jammed.
Oh, wow, eh? That's an interesting stat. I'll have to look into that. But mind you, I did about 75% of my contacts on 15 meters, and the rest was on 10. And oddly enough, it wasn't that bad. Looking at my DX map, I'm remembering seeing some gaps in between the call signs. And so that's always a good sign when you see some gaps during contesting. If you go to like 20 or 40 meters, forget it. No spaces, everybody's on top of one another. And that's when I get kind of upset and I just turn it off. I don't like it. But I really got mentally prepared for this one. I got a little over 70 contacts and about 8 new countries added that confirmed me on QRZ.com. So very stoked about that. New countries are harder to come by now. Once I, hit the 60 mark, it was tough. Then I hit 70, eked out 71, and then a while later 72, and then all of a sudden on the weekend I got 8 new countries. Oh man, I'm stoked.
Yeah, that's really good. I imagine it's easy to knock off when you're first getting on HF, I imagine it's easy to knock off the big ones, Germany and Britain and France and, I don't know, the more populous ones. And then they get trickier. But I was listening to a repeater out near London, VE3 MMX, and they have 10 meters FM, 6 meters FM, 2 meters, and 70 centimeters all linked together. So when 10's open, if you listen to, like I hear it on 2 meters, but they get DX from quite a few places coming in on the 10 meter side. They were getting Europeans and Mexicans and people from the States all over the place. So that was neat to hear too. Back to you, V3RWJ.
Oh, okay. Yeah, interesting. I remember hearing someone talk about the 10 meter repeater linked up there. And I think I wrote down the one frequency, anyways, for the London one. But you're saying it's, what is it, VE3 MMX?
Yep. And if you have trouble hearing that, because that's just south of London in Shedden, Ontario, you might be able to hear it. Might be able to hear it easier going across the lake, because they're permanently linked to N3. I think it's APP, N3 APP in Erie, Pennsylvania. So I sometimes hear it over there because it's all linked up.
Oh, okay. That's some good information there, Chris. I do appreciate it. We will listen up and try and read up on that. So that's N3 Mike Papa.
I believe it's November 3 Alpha Papa.
Oh.
And I don't have the frequency handy. I'd have to look it up in repeater book.
Okay, got it. I logged it in there. All right, thanks, Chris. Much appreciated, sir. Thanks for taking the time out and checking in with us. I assume you'll be taking off?
Yep, gonna keep tuning around, and I'll keep the stream on in the background.
All right, sounds good. Okay, very good then. So we're going to clear with Victor Echo 3, Romeo Whiskey Juliet, and see if anybody else is out there would like to join us here on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. This is VA3CJZ. My name is Chuck, and I'm in East End, Hamilton. Looking for check-ins. Please come now.
VA3XJ Portable.
Portable. Okay, I hear VA3AXJ. Is it VA3? Hang on, let's see. No, yeah, it is. Okay. How's it going there, Rick? How you feeling?
I feel good. A little hoarse in the throat there, but that's from trying to quit this smoking shit. Or pardon me, but kind of rough, but getting by, getting through it.
Yeah, I know. It's tough. I've been through it a couple times. So good luck. Good luck to you. One day I'm going to join you again. But until then, we're going to keep on. So you on anything that helps you? The gum, the patch, anything like that?
I got some lozenges out. I've been trying those, and they're actually pretty good. I think it's called. I can't even think of the name of it now. I don't have it with me.
Be correct.
Yeah, but they're expensive. But to get, I think it's 80 lozenges. You suck on them for about. They stay in your mouth for about a half an hour, and it does take the craving away. Still, I've had maybe since about be a week Monday, probably 6 cigarettes, something like that.
Oh yeah. I remember now. We talked about this before. Oh, good for you. Yeah, I remember I used to smoke when I had a patch on, and boy, I'd get dizzy and not feeling well, and I was like, "Ooh, that's a bad idea." So, yeah, know all about that. Hey, you got fruit flies over at your place? They're all over the place here, but we got no food out.
No, the only fruit flies I got are my neighbors. No, I don't have any of those.
Unless they're gnats. It could be gnats. Anyways, they're tiny little flies, and they're bothering me. They must have hatched somewhere here in the basement now. They're flying everywhere. Or they snuck in when the back door was open. Anyhow, there, Rick. Other than that, anything else new and exciting?
No, not really. No, just put everything done. I think I just blew up my shredder. I just shredded a whole bunch of documents that I've had for, over time. But I think I blew it up. I think I'm gonna have to buy a new one.
Oh yeah. I used to have a couple of those. Yeah, now everything is not everything, but most of our bills come through electronically, so less need for that.
I don't trust that online banking stuff. I've known a few people that got ripped. I mean, really bad too. Oh, this one's killing me. Anyhow, I'll let you go. I'll be hanging in here for a bit anyhow. So if you give me a shout back, I'll probably answer. VA3XJ will be standing by.
Okay, Rick. Well, you're doing a good job on the portable there with your outdoor antenna. That 5 watts is working just fine. Your full strength over here, audio is good and all that. So, right on, very good. You're also check-in number 5. So let's see if we can get any more check-ins for tonight's Amateur Radio Exchange Group, AREG. This is VA3CJZ. Looking for check-ins. Please come now.
And your peanut butter still smells like stinky feet. VE3PDO.
Oh, there we go, Mr. Funny Boy.
How you doing, Rick?
Not bad, yeah, not bad, Paul. Not bad at all, really. Actually, pretty good. Just Trying to kick the old smoking habit, eh? That's kind of rough, but yeah, we're getting by. We're getting by.
Good to hear, my friend. Yeah, man, keep up the good work. Stay on the healthy side of things. And Chuck, yeah, just throwing a quick bean in the pot, sir. I almost forgot about it again, and then I looked at the clock. Whoa! And then I looked at the radio. I had the volume down, and the needle was up at around 30 over, so it had to be you. So, yeah, here I am, V3 PDL.
Oh, very good. Thanks for remembering us there, Paul. We missed you last week. I was commenting that we heard you on Arpad's net there, and you were talking. Geez, I forget about what, but oh yeah, I heard you got a boat.
Yeah, bought a little 14-foot with the trailer and the motor. Nice little bass boat.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I was just reading online there somewhere in the States, I think Pennsylvania, I think as of today or yesterday, I think it was, you had to wear a weather uh, like a life jacket for cold weather.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure. But that does remind me of something I saw today. Apparently, the United States is the third country in the world to legalize marijuana.
The whole country? No, there's only a few states.
Well, I don't know how accurate it is because it was on the internet after all. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's what it said. The whole 50 whatever states. Yeah, it's decriminalized, same as it is here, I guess, and you can order it right to your door anywhere in the States now. Like I said, don't know how true it is, but that's what I read.
Yeah, might want to fact check that, but I do know that California and Colorado uh, have it legalized, but not everywhere. But hey, I don't know everything. So yeah, right on. So yeah, the warm weather life jacket was for boats under 16 feet. So you would fall in that category if you were in Pennsylvania, I think it is.
Well, thank goodness I'm in the hammer. But yeah, I got everything for the boat. Like it's all ready to go to the water and take her out. To be honest, that's almost true. I still have to check out the motor to make sure it works as well as he said. It hasn't been tested yet by me, so, but apparently it works fine. So next day or two, I'll be testing that out in a bucket of water and see how it does.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, get a garbage bin or something there, a big pail, and uh, fire it up.
And to jump topic, do you guys have the fog down there? Because there's tons of it up here.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm looking at two of my security cameras there. The one that has color night vision isn't showing it as much as the one that's like black and white. That one's got particles flying all over in front of the screen there. Yeah, it's pretty thick down here.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to ask you because I'm looking at my system and yeah, man, it looks like a winter snowstorm out there.
Exactly. It reminded me of snow. So those are the water particles, I think, floating around, almost snow. But yeah, uh, crazy. I thought that's pretty out of the blue, you know? Didn't expect it.
The things our eyes can't see.
Yeah, well, I'm glad I'm not driving on the highway, that's for sure. Uh, any highway. Man, I've seen fog so thick it's scary. You know, you want to turn your four ways on and slow down or stop. But oh yeah, I've seen some accidents too. Big rigs flipped over there in the fog. So yeah, don't want to be driving in that.
Yeah, I used to drive in it all the time, back and forth to Cuga every night, and yeah, you get in them open areas where the wind can just blow. The fog gets so thick, you know, if there's a car in front of you, it's got to be within 30 feet, or you're not even going to see his rear lights.
I was just gonna say, I was thinking to myself, 20 or 30 feet, and that's it. That's all you can see.
Yep, that warrants a little bit of a reduced speed.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, did you do any HF on the weekend there? Big contest this weekend.
No, sir, not a stitch.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we got pretty active on 15 meters and 10 meters on the weekend there, exclusively those two bands. And I got 8 or 10 new countries. And like I was mentioning to Chris RWJ earlier there, the newer countries are getting a little bit tougher to get.
Yeah, once you get the easier ones, it gets a little harder. I think I'm at 97 or 98 countries, something like that. But I know exactly what you mean. It's a little harder to get the other ones.
Yeah, yeah. And I don't even know how many countries, that haven't confirmed me. But hey, I got 10 new ones. I was at 70, now I'm at 80. And yeah, they're getting tough. It was nice having that contest because there were countries that I don't hear very often. And again, it was on 15 meters and 10. So using the old Antron 99, 20 feet in the air, talking around the world, man, I was stoked.
Yeah, man, lots of fun, lots of fun. All right, well, I don't want to tie it up. I'll let you see if there's anybody else wants to throw the bean in the pot there. See how many people we can feed tonight with these beans. V3PDL.
All right, absolutely there, Paul. Do appreciate you taking the time and checking in with us. Remember to check your radio again before we close the net there. Try and do a 7-3 round tonight. Thanks again, Victor Echo 3, Papa Delta Lima. Your check-in number 6. Let's see if we can get number 7. This is VA3 CJZ with the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. Looking for check-ins. Anyone, anywhere. Please come now.
Check-in number 6. That's perfect.
Okay, bit of a slow start here in the first, we're past the first half hour. It's currently 8:38 p.m. and 8.5 degrees outside the CJZ studio. And let's go to our contest announcements that are coming up. There are many, many very short uh, contests that I won't even mention, but just go to contestcalendar.com. And then we have 2 big ones. One is called this is hard to say, but it's a sideband contest. It's called the Junung Jadi DX contest, and it's worldwide. Uh, and 10 meters, 15, 20, 40, and 80. Again, for sideband only. And that'll be at 0 Zulu time, November 5th. So that's Friday at 8 p.m. Until Sunday at 7:59 p.m. So there you go. The Junung Jadi DX contest. And then the other big one is the ARRL sweepstakes contest. And that's for CW. And so that's about it for phone, sideband, and that's it for this week. After the big CQ Worldwide DX contest this past weekend there. Things are going to slow down, I think, contest-wise. But for all you interested, if you're not already aware of the site, website, contest calendar, that's one name, one word, I should say, contestcalendar.com. And you can pick what week you'd like to look at there. And some sad news. One of our hams in the area, Renzo, VE3 November Yankee X-ray. Renzo's wife has passed away. Her name is Daniela. And if you want to read the obits, just go to the friscolanti.com website, and the obits, she's on the front page there, Daniela Cons. Our sincere condolences go out to Renzo and his wife and their families. And so, yeah, sad to hear. I think she was only 62. And then what else do we have? Not much else here at the moment. On the ONTARS website, of course, there's a buy and sell swap, I think, on the ONTARS marketplace. Just go to ontars.com. And there's many pictures from all the different summer ham fests that we've had in Ontario here. And there's an announcement here for November 11th. There will be a station on ONTARS 3.755 on November 11th at 11 a.m. There'll be some time of silence. And that's from the Guelph ARC station. November 11th, there'll be a couple of different frequencies to listen to. I think next week we might get all the proper information for you to give it out. But yeah, it's only November 2nd, and next week will be the 9th. So it'll be right close to the 11th, and we'll give all that information out to where you can go and listen or check in or what have you. Okay, well, let's see if anyone else is out there would like to join us here on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. This is Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu. Looking for check-ins. Please come now.
That thing on the 11th, Chuck, it's a YL. I forget her call sign, but she reads out at 11 o'clock after a minute of silence. They do the reading of Flounders Field. Did I say that right?
Flanders Field. Yeah, Flanders Field. Okay. And the call might be VA3 India Fox. It has here VA3 IFF Remembrance Day 2022 Guelph ARC Station Tribute.
Yes, sir. They do that there every year. Just figured I'd throw that extra info in there. Yeah, Flounders Field. That's it. Okay. Sorry to interrupt again. V3 PDL.
Flanders Fields.
Yeah. I know, I said it a little short. You tall people can't hear good.
If I'm not mistaken there, Mac, he called it a fish.
Yeah, go ahead.
Same set of the hit. Yeah, flounder is a version of halibut, and you might just want to recite that poem for the halibut. Anyways, Paul, you locked on Gary. TTO's in there as well.
Okay. Mac, you kill me. You're a jerk. I love you, though. Go ahead, Gary V3 PDL.
Okay, was that VE3 TTO? Come on in.
Yeah, V3 TTO, good day there, and just checking into the net here. Been still under the weather there, both my wife and I, and anyway, the weather is definitely foggy up here today. You can use a knife to cut through it there, over.
Yeah, absolutely. I would recommend if you don't have to drive anywhere, don't. It's so easy to get into an accident in fog.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%, and I'll tell you, I haven't seen it like this up here for a while, and, along the lake shore is supposed to be bad too, through Oakville to Niagara there. So anyway, let's just everybody slow down if they're driving and be careful.
Absolutely, absolutely, Gary. I'm wondering if it's because we've got such warm days, because we're only supposed to be maxing out at 10 or 11 degrees for daytime high. And if I'm not mistaken, I think we hit like 16 today here. And so it cools down quite a bit at night. I wonder if that's the big shift from warm weather to cool during the night is what's bringing in the fog there, but it's pretty crazy.
What happens with a warm body of water and it hits cold? That's the other factor.
Usually comes from water. Yeah, very good, very good. Yeah, well, we're looking at some really decent weather coming up here. I'm looking at the weather network. It says tomorrow it'll be 17 and mostly sunny. Same thing Friday, 18. Saturday, 21 with a mix of sun and cloud. And then Sunday, 15 with sunny. Monday, 16. So, wow, that's crazy. But I'll take it.
Yeah, exactly. At least it's saving the heating bill, which is the important part. But anyway, just thought we'd check in. And you have a good evening and take care.
Okay, there, Gary. Sorry to hear you're still under the weather. Hopefully, you'll pull through. Wake up tomorrow morning feeling much better. There, usually that kind of stuff happens overnight. You either wake up feeling sick one day, and then, or you wake up and you feel better in the morning there. So, get a good night's sleep, and hopefully, you and your wife will feel better. Don't take so many needles at once next time.
Well, something, I think that that stuff's it helps you. It helps you. If you don't have it, when you reach a certain age, it could be in the hospital there. So But anyway, let's hope for the best for everyone. And you take care of yourself and doing a great job on the net there. And we'll be in touch.
Okay, Gary, do you think you're going to be well enough to do the Procom Net tomorrow?
I'll let Ward know in the morning there anyway.
Okay. All right, Gary, thanks for taking the time out and checking in with us there. It sounds like you're getting all choked up. So am I. I feel for you. Okay, thanks, Gary. Take care. Okay, so we're clearing with Victor Echo 3 Tango Tango Oscar. Let's see if anyone else is out there would like to check into the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. This is VA3CJZ. My name is Chuck, and I'm here in Hamilton, and we are streaming live on YouTube. Just put my call in the search. Any new check-ins, please come now.
VA3NVY Portable.
VA3XLJ.
Victor Alpha 3, Victor Alpha Delta.
Okay, I heard 3 stations there. I think we'll have to check with the first station there. Victor Echo 3, is it November Victor Yankee?
Yes, sir. V3NVY Portable in Eastern Stony Creek.
Okay, on the portable in Stony Creek. And your name, sir?
Yes, my name is Jeff, Juliet Echo, Foxtrot, Foxtrot.
Oh, copy that there, Jeff. Well, welcome, first of all, to our net. Happens every Wednesday night from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. And it's a Simplex Net that's been going on for a little over 29 years. So every Wednesday night, we get together, say how our week has been, test out our radios and antennas, and yeah, have fun. So thanks for joining us there, Jeff. What do you have for the net for us?
Oh, nothing for the net. I've just moved into a new building, so I'm exploring all those antenna options I'm going to have to deal with here. And I think I've convinced the owner to let me have roof access, so it'll be good. We have 10 floors up with that.
Oh, there you go. 10 floors. Yeah. It's always nice when your super or the manager of the building lets you get access to the roof, and as long as it's not going to interfere with anyone. Yeah, I can't wait to hear how you make out there, Jeff. Well, right on. Like I said, welcome to the net. And we are streaming live on YouTube. Just put in VA3 CJZ in the YouTube search box, and you can listen to us there. Just put the slider back and forth. You can actually listen to yourself there. It's currently 8:50 p.m., 8:50. And so right around that mark there, you can, I have a clock on the screen. So hope to have you come back with us.
Sounds wonderful. I've got it written down here on my phone for a reminder that we do that, so I'll be back again for sure. Have yourself a fine weekend, sir. I'll be starting your final.
Okay, very good, Jeff. Pleasure to have you aboard, sir. You take care. Have a great rest of the week. And remember, if you have to go out tonight, be super careful. I wouldn't drive if I didn't have to, and this kind of stuff. You'll probably hear about all the accidents tomorrow morning on CHCH News. All right, so we're clearing with Victor Echo 3, November Victor Yankee. Next on the list is VA3 AXJ. Rick, come on, or XLJ. Vanya, come on in, Vanya.
Hello, Chuck, and everybody. So I'm gonna just give you a quick check-in. So why don't you take our pod and you come back to me in a minute or so? How's that sound?
All right, not a problem. We can do that. We know that our pad is a busy man, and he's probably got a movie lined up there, and that, or he's got to go crawl underneath his motorhome. Oh, he had to move it. That's right. All your plans are all jumbled up now, eh, our pad? Come on in.
Yeah, no, actually, I just had to move it over to the grass, and hopefully it's not going to sink into it too much. So I had to call a tow truck to get it out. Yeah, they're still working on this basement thing, and they ripped off the most of the floor. They didn't install anything yet. The insurance company said it's going to take 3 days. According to these guys, it's going to take over a month. So I don't know who to believe and what. And yeah, I did have to move it a little bit, but that's okay. That's okay. It was between the two buildings, and I guess after when they gone, probably are going to put it in the backyard. We'll see. We'll see. Not much to say. I'm not sure if there's a movie lined up or some or not. I'm just installing a Bluetooth dongle, I guess you would call it, a USB dongle into my laptop, so the new radio can be connected to it.
I see. I see. Yeah, that's what I got. I got a Bluetooth dongle for my Yaesu 857. And so as soon as I start up my logging software, it automatically connects to the radio. And Bob's your uncle.
Yeah, roger that. Yeah. All these radios, the new radios, they are integrated with these Bluetooth devices, and it's not bad actually. Yep, you can if you have a Bluetooth built into your car, you can link up your radio to the Bluetooth, and guess what? You don't have to hold the radio, make it legal, and you just use the car stereo to yik, and the microphone is going to be the one what you use for the cell phone. So it's quite interesting.
Yeah, you know what's funny? My wife bought a car 5 years ago, and it does all that, right? It's got you can have your phone linked up to the car and talk through the car and all other fancy stuff there. And you know, we haven't we haven't even opened up the owner's manual to see how it's done. Never had to deal with that before, but yeah, you know, I guess some of the things would come in handy. But yeah, I'm totally stupid technically when it comes to that stuff. I'd have to pull out the manual and see what it all involves.
You know what? I think my brain is working a little bit differently. If I read the manual, I would not understand, or if I would able to hook it up, then next time I would not able to do that because I would forget. But if I would watch a YouTube video about that, how to hook it up, what to do, then it stays in the brain. Same thing with the radios. Uh, Manuals for me is no good. I watch some YouTube videos and the guys are explaining, you do this, you do that. Then a week later, I would remember.
Yeah. I know what you mean. I like to see it done. You know what I mean? And then I can just do it myself. But if you got to go through a booklet, it's a bit it's different.
Yeah, Roger that. All right, okay, Jock, and these what's the name? The little Anytone radios. They even come with a little transmitter button. What you install with a Velcro on your steering wheel, and you're just driving, and when you press and talk, and you talk into your speaker. I mean the microphone in the vehicle. Yeah. And but you know what? The thing is, probably a year ago, I changed my phone. I used to have an Android phone, then I changed it to an iPhone, and I never bothered to hook it up to the car again. So I never used that actually. So, anyways, I'm not going to hold up. It's a very busy net tonight, and you're coming in loud and clear. The signal is plus 20, not bad at all.
Oh, that's interesting. Interesting. Normally, you get me at 15 over there. I know on the 70 centimeters. So, but yeah, it's a different power, different band. So, and the conditions seem to be favorable. So there you go, Mac. If you're listening, that's the first sign of propagation being a little bit better on 2 meters than normally. So other than that, we haven't had any too many stations. Well, even that guy out in Stony Creek, Jeffrey on the portable. I don't know if you heard him. Probably there, Victor Echo 3 November Victor Yankee. He was doing a really good job, 10 plus over S9. So, okay, Arpad. Well, thank you very much for taking the time out and checking in with us. And you and the missus have a great rest of the evening. And if I were you, if your vehicle is going to stay on that grass for a while, I would try and put some pads underneath the wheels. Like if you have a square piece of wood or something, you can drive the RV over those pads. It'll keep the wheels from sinking. Because I have a funny feeling it's going to take closer to a month than it is for 3, 4 days. It's not summertime, so everything else is going to move slower. But anyhow, thanks, Arpad. Anything else?
No, I think that's it for now. And just in case somebody is listening, and that station that Jeff, I did hear him. He wasn't that strong though, and I'm located in the Rosedale area. That's East Hamilton, not that far from the Stony Creek border, close to the mountain. So, and I'm putting out 100 watt right now, and I'm just looking at my match is 1.5 on this frequency here. Thank you very much to taking my call, and I'm not sure if the miss is going to put in a movie or not. I don't know. She's very busy on the playing a game on her phone. 73, and I'll talk to you later.
Okay, 73, Arpad and Kathy. Have a good night. Thanks, Arpad. Clearing with Victor Alpha 3, Victor Alpha Delta. Okay, well, let's see if anyone else is out there would like to join us here on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. This is Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu. My name is Chuck, and I'm here in Hamilton looking for check-ins. Please come now. Oh, we got Vanya waiting, though. Vanya, let's go to you first. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you don't have to apologize. Like I'm just used to it. It's all good, Chuck. Don't worry. I don't have much to do or to add. Like I just joined you guys like a little bit earlier. Like I went to get my brew for today, and I'm gonna climb up. Actually, I'm already climb up on the mountain, so I'm parked. I'm gonna sit here for a little while longer, and maybe not whole duration of the net, but I'll see can I tough it out and to see what's going on. So I missed the first chunk of the net. Like I did hear the PDL 2 days in a row, so I'm glad that he's back upper band. So that's a good thing. And Also, I did hear the. I keep calling him Tony, but he's Gary, so I didn't hear him for a while. So that's a good too. So just usual guys, which I used to hear daily, and didn't hear them for a while. So it's all good, I guess.
Oh, that reminds me. I saw your post about the 1.2 petabyte can do download the whole internet in less than a second.
Yeah, it's interesting what people do. Like I mean, that's how fiber and
Nope.
of the different wavelengths through the cable, and I mean through the whatever fiber, and they 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 kind of arrive at the same time more or less. And what they do, they just have the different let's call them receptors or receivers or whatever they are filtered, so that only one wavelength of the light goes in. That's why they are able to push so much data and the bandwidth through the single strength of the cable, comparing it to the let's say the Cat5 cable. So all the cables are twisted at different rates. So even if you send the four identical signals at the same time, they're gonna all arrive at the different time. So you're gonna know what is coming through each pair and whatnot, so you can organize the traffic that way. But this thing with the light is it was really interesting. It kind of just blew my mind, like it's how fast that thing was. I mean, I'm they're most likely, using a short distance, like talking about millimeters or centimeters, but it's still really, really fast. I do enjoy watching that lady's. She puts up the one video a week, so and I find them all actually interesting, especially now when she's marking the Elon Musk, so it's all funny.
Yeah, speaking of funny, is I've talked to a couple of people that said, "Oh, I think I've watched the whole internet. I think I've seen the whole internet," and I laugh because there's no way. It's so much information on there. Uh, but I think the person was talking about the YouTube videos that they like. Eh? Oh, I think I've seen all the YouTube videos. But yeah, the previous record was in the spring of this year. They reached 1.02 petabytes, and now we're at 1.2. They're saying they're going to be able to hit 100 petabytes per second uh, in the future. The way I understood it was they take a light beam and split it into 37 at different frequencies, and he creates a thing they call a comb. You know, like when you comb your hair, and very interesting. Can you imagine? Well, it's the speed of light, right? So the entire internet data, okay, for people listening there, all of the internet downloaded in 1 second. That's amazing. Anyhow, yeah, well, thanks for posting that there, Vanya. I had come across that article before, but I didn't really check it out until you posted it. So it's on the Facebook AREG page for those of you listening. You can go to Facebook and then type in A dash reg, REG, and then you'll see a radio with a green screen come up, and that's our Facebook AREG page. And you can join us through there. Lots of interesting articles that we post on there. Thanks again, Vanya.
Yeah, I like to say this. Like this is kind of had the same effect on me. What probably did this the fiber optic thingamajigger have on you today. So I was in the first grade of the just prior to the war back home, first or second grade of the high school, and we were reading the some of the magazines about I'm not gonna say technology about the news and stuff, and I remember reading the magazine, and there was this it talk about technology, how they can make a small tubing which is a width of the human hair, and there was let's call it a trade show or something like that, American company that they came and they brought a roll of tubing which is a width of the human hair, and it was the nice and hollow on both ends, so it's just interrupted tube like, and they had that technology back then. This is like what, maybe 91, 90. And what is the most interesting, the Japanese uh, next year on the same trade show, they brought their own stuff, and they were able to put 7 hollow tubes inside of that hollow tube, which was the tiniest tube last year. So it's just mind-boggling. Like probably 90s, they are crazy how fast technology advanced. Like it's I guess back then companies they invest in the research and development instead of the buybacks, I guess. But it was just mind-boggling. Every so often I think of that, like, and then a few other things. Oh, I'm timing out. Yeah, I apologize. And what was the second thing? And every time when the second thing which kind of like cut me off guard when the Einstein he was bored at his work, and he thought what would happen if he sits on ray of light and travels to the space, and start thinking, will time expand one way and shrink other way and vice versa or whatever it is. Like it's, I wish I can be only halfway there. I would be happy.
Oh, I don't know, Vanya. I think something's going on because ever since Roswell, ever since then, technology has just been multiplying so fast. I mean, if you think of a little over 100 years ago, we learned how to fly, and then the automobile, and radio and television. And now we've got quantum computing, we've got fiber optics splitting petabytes, and uh, apparently they can transfer matter now, very, very small matter. We're just advancing in leaps and bounds. Something must be up somewhere. Somebody got some tech.
Probably what I came out across today was they want to make an airplane which uses a fusion to generate propulsion for the airplane. Like it's and they're openly talking about it and about the concept. So I mean, they must have something somewhere at least half done working. Like within acceptable limits. Like even if it's not working well, but they must have some engine somewhere like you using that thing, and might be used as a propulsion. Back in the 60s, they have this the crazy idea of building the small reactor, bringing it to the point of the meltdown, and launching it up in upper layers of the atmosphere, and it would just be like the cruise thingamajigger flying around. I mean, for long time, and using the air, whatever it collects from, I guess, in the front, it compresses in, and it becomes like a scramjet or ramjet engine or whatever it is. Like it's, and basically all that thing is that's just a cold that reactor to create propulsion. But it didn't work out that well, and they kind of gave up on it. Russians did try to do that a few years back, and they had the accident up in let's say northern Scandinavia or somewhere over there. So we will see. I mean, there should be lots of interesting things coming down to pipeline in the next few years. Hopefully, we're gonna last next few years.
Yep. And now everybody's going crazy on electric vehicles, but there's also hydrogen power that's also going to be making an appearance there. My uncle posted an article about a first hydrogen vehicle, hydrogen powered vehicle there. Cleanest energy you can get, because they say, oh, electric is clean, like, but look at all the ingredients you need to make those batteries. People got to mine that special iridium or whatever it is to make those batteries and so on. And they use fossil to mine and so on and so forth, yada yada yada. But hydrogen is the purest form of energy without any combustion. Let's say with fire. Anyways, Vanya, we could talk about this all night long, but I do appreciate you checking in with us. You're sounding good. Full strength signal as always from your perch there. What's the view like tonight?
I don't know what the distance in between hydro poles, maybe about 120 feet. So you can see one and two, but you cannot see the three. So maybe 150 feet at the most.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, I notice it. Well, I'm looking at my security camera outside there, and I notice it more around the street lights. They seem to light up the particles that are in the air a lot more than the areas that aren't lit up. So still pretty thick out there. All right. Well, make sure you got all your lights and everything, Christmas lights on and everything there, so nobody hits you on the way home. And did you do you have HF, right? Capability?
Yeah, I do, but it's only the problem with HF is it's in a basement, so I don't go that down because I have to have a fight with my son who's gonna get a room to play with its toys. So he prefers and he wins more often than I do. So he gets to play in the basement while I'm kind of sitting upstairs and numbing my brain with the YouTube, I guess.
Oh, okay. Oh, very good then, Vanya. Well, we all make sacrifices, that's for sure. Well, yeah, you're check-in number 10 tonight, and we're going to see if we can pick up a couple more. So, if you have anything else there, we'll get back to you around next round.
No, I'm gonna just patiently wait for my next round. So thank you, Chuck and 7-3.
All right, Vanya, very interesting discussion. So we're clearing with Victor Alpha 3, X-Ray Lima, Juliet. And so let's see if there's anyone else out there would like to check in with us here on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. This is VA3CJZ. You don't have to be a member of any group or club or anything, anyone, anywhere. Any new check-ins, please come now.
Contact.
Yes, sir.
Victor Alpha 3, Unity Mike Whiskey. Hello, Vanya. Good to hear you in there. Vanya coming on frequency is just a reminder for some free advertising. The Zoom meeting tomorrow night. Vanya is going to present some of his homebrew ham radio projects, so that'll start around 8 o'clock. We'll open up the Zoom call at 8 and get everybody seated comfortably, make sure everybody's got a beverage, and we're looking forward to some interesting topics there. So if you have not yet received an invitation to this event, feel free to send me a note at Victor Alpha 3 India Mike Whiskey at gmail.com, VA3IMW at gmail.com, and I'll grab your email address and make sure you're included in that Zoom event. Just thought I would jump in there and say, yep, okay, free ad. Thanks for that. And Vanya, looking forward to tomorrow night. Back to you, Chuck.
Absolutely. Thanks for reminding everyone. It's tomorrow night for the Zoom meeting hosted by our very own Victor Alpha 3 X-Ray Lima Juliet Vanya. Very good, sir. Thank you, Mac. Okay, so let's give it another shot and see if there is anyone out there wanting to check in with us here on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. We are also streaming live on YouTube. Just put my call sign in the search, VA3CJZ. So with that, any new check-ins, please come now. Okay, well, let's run down the list again and see if Pierre is still with us. Uh-oh, hang on. Alexa, thank you.
Anytime.
Yeah, my Amazon assistant decided to interpret one of my words as her name. But anyways, let's see if Pierre's still with us. VE3BMO, you there, Pierre? All right, I'm not sure. I think Garnett said he's going to watch a movie. And so let's bring it back to Mac, VA3IMW.
Well, there you go. Goodness gracious. I was obviously gobstruck when I woke up and discovered it was November, and I thought, what happened to August? So we're at the onset of the cooler weather. We're officially into autumn, and goodness gracious, it was certainly nice to have a nice warm day today. For those of you that were able to get outside and experience it, good on you. I didn't spend a lot of time outdoors today, a lot of time trapped in the office, but nonetheless, yeah, take advantage of every moment you can possibly get in sunshine and warm weather. And we'll look forward to dealing with the other part of the latter part of the season later on. Have you got everything all trimmed up and stowed away in the backyard there tonight, Chuck, or you still have some things to do?
Yeah, so I do. Got the garden. You just got to put the garden hose away. I already shut off the water in the house. Just got to drain the hose and put it away in the shed, and maybe put up a few chairs for that white stuff there, and make some, make sure they're stacked, and that's about it. Everything else has been taken down, taken in, or left out. My wife keeps bringing home these plants at the end of the season, and I'm like, they're not coming in the house. They're staying out there all winter. So if they live, they live. If not, oh well. Uh, yeah, we got a 600 square foot house here, so not much room. 6 to 800, I think. So anyhow, yeah, we're all ready for. I'm just waiting to pass the lawnmower over all the leaves and give the lawn one last cut. Uh, but the tree that one of my neighbors has about 4 or 5 houses down uh, just is almost done dropping all their leaf. It's one of those dark leaf, a very dark leaf tree. I forget. It's some kind of maple, but it's got a very very dark leaf, and they've stayed on the longest out of all the trees.
Well, that's going to be the same kind of tree I got on my front lawn. It's a red maple, so for the green season, those leaves are red.
Yeah,
they do turn a most appreciable shade of orange when they do get ready to fall, and it ranges from brown to orange to auburn. But yes, I'm waiting for a good stiff west wind to blow the rest of my leaves down the street, because opposed to everybody else that gets out there and rakes and bags and drags them to the curb, I like to depend on Mother Nature to decide exactly where these things need to end up, and it's not in bags, and it's not involving me raking and stacking leaves. So yeah, I'm counting on a good event in the next few days where we'll see that west wind pick up and blow the rest of that stuff. I check it out every day when I come home and pull into the driveway, and right now there's entirely too much that's just kind of sitting there dormant, and I'm looking forward to a good huff and puff from the northwest.
All right, very good. So now we got that cleared up. It's a red maple. Okay. I always wondered what to call that tree. Yeah, pretty colors when they change, but they're sturdy. They stick on those branches longer than any other tree there. So, But I just read an article where it says that you should try and clear the leaves off your lawn before the snow comes, because because of what happens during the winter and then in the spring. If your leaves are still covering that lawn that's seeking the sunlight, uh, your grass won't. It's just healthier for your grass to have nothing on top of it when the snow comes. And also, you don't want your grass too long, so that if the blades are laying down, then that's not good. The blades have to be sticking straight up. So just something I read. But anyways, yeah, very good there, Mac. Um, I think that's about it. Back to you.
Yeah, roger that. And like I said, I'm depending on Mother Nature to blow the leaves down the street like she does every year. I think it would be too conspicuous if I got out there with my leaf blower and blew them over to my neighbor's lawn. I'm sure they'd be very understanding, but I'll let Mother Nature take the flack for
that. Yeah, well, you know what? I gave up on raking. Last year was the last time I raked leaves. Anyways, um, yeah, I'll pass the lawnmower over on it, put it in a bag, and put it at the curb. But definitely no more raking for this kid, because as soon as I clean up, well, the other neighbors don't necessarily clean up, and then you get a gust of wind, and guess where they go? On my lawn. And so I felt last year I got so upset. I said, you know what? Never raking again. It's just a waste of time. Uh, like you said, the wind blows it. So as soon as I pick up mine, well, the neighbors gets blown over. So yep, I hear you. All right, Mac, we're gonna go down the list and see if anyone else is out there. And so, do you have anything else before we move along?
No. I think you mentioned something about turning off the water and draining the hose. So I'll take care of the same thing right now.
All right, very good. So we're clearing with Victor Alpha 3 Indy Mike Whiskey. Let's see who's next on the list here. Well, first, let's see if there's anyone else out there who'd like to check in to the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. This is VA3CJZ. My name is Chuck. Any new check-ins, please come now.
Victor Echo 3, Lima Bravo India.
Okay, I heard Victor Echo 3 Lima Bravo India, but I'm not sure if you doubled with someone. Was there someone else? Please come.
VA3 NCA.
Oh, there we go. Wade, the Colorado man. All right, anyone else? Okay, let's go to VE3LBI. Larry, come on in.
It's okay, Chuck. Pick up Wade. I'm just talking to Dave here, so not a problem. I'll pick it up after VE3LBI.
All right, well, let's say hello to VA3NCA. Wade out in Dundas. Welcome back. This is the first time we've spoken since you've left and come back from your trip. So how was it?
Yeah, good evening. Good evening, Chuck, and good evening, everybody on net. A bit of a late check-in, and yeah, it's nice to travel. It's nice to come back home too. So I think I'm past the jet lag now, and getting back into the swing of things here. So yeah, it was good. On the bookends of the actual work, I got out to a couple of one state park and one national park, and did a little bit of POTA, so that was nice. Got a bunch of contacts around the western states, and I even made a couple back here to Hamilton, so that was fun to do. But yeah, it was good. Traveling with radio equipment was interesting. Went without too much incident, but both directions I got pulled aside for them to go through the bags and find out what this weird stuff was I was carrying with me.
Oh, what, did you voluntarily say you were bringing equipment before they pulled you in?
No, I just packed it in my carry-on so that it was with me, and I made sure I was below whatever limits. Like they have limits on the lithium batteries you can carry and stuff like that. And I was just fully expecting that on the other end of the X-ray machine, they would put it off to the side and go through the bags. And of course, they did on both trips. And they wanted to pay particular attention, I think, to the pull-out antenna whips, that the telescoping antenna whips, because I guess they looked pointy and potentially dangerous. So, but there were no troubles. Once they knew what they were, they gave it all back to me and made me step aside and repack my bags.
Of course, of course. Yeah, right away when you started talking there, I says to myself, you know what? The X-ray machine. That's what it was. Yep. Wanted to make sure you didn't have any spy gear or anything nefarious. So that's funny, eh? They pick out the telescoping antenna as a possible weapon. Did you have to show them your license?
No, nobody asked for it. I had it with me. I had the license with me, and I also had the tax and duty form for my radio with me. But nobody asked for it. So yeah, so they weren't too concerned about that. The one did ask me what I was doing, and so I said I was a licensed amateur radio operator. And he goes, "Oh, ham radio." I said, "Yep, ham radio." So once I said that, he recognized what it was and let me go. But the funny thing you said there about spy, I actually, not from the airport folks, but from one of the guys out walking his dog at one of the parks. I've heard of this happening, but it actually happened. He asked me, "Am I talking to aliens on that thing?"
Well, that's a valid question. I mean, you can bounce signals off the moon. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, he was an interesting fellow. Very friendly. Everybody down there was very friendly. But yeah, I've heard it's a bit of a, I guess, a bit of a meme of sorts of people asking that question, and maybe it's an American thing because it never happened to be here. But yeah, that was memorable. Yeah. Anyways, everybody was friendly in the parks, and the parks were beautiful. And they got cold at night though when the sun went down. I guess the weather there is up and down with the sun. So yeah, but very nice. Actually, it was a little colder there than it was here. I left Hamilton at 15 degrees and I landed just above freezing. So, and that's how it went the week. But all in all, a decent time, and made even better by being able to do a little bit of radio.
Oh, right on, right on. Well, you are at elevation in Colorado, so right there, that should tell you that the nights are going to be chilly in the mornings too. But you know what? We're only supposed to be at a daytime high of 10 or 11 degrees, right? And we're having exceptionally warm temperatures for this time of year. And so that's like when I went to California one winter. It was just before the November Thanksgiving in the U.S. And I was in a place called Ontario, California, which is basically East LA, but it's its own city called Ontario, and it's about the same distance as from here to Toronto. And but at night, man, it was cold. Um, I had to, for some reason, I'm not going to go into it, but I had to sleep in a park one night, and all I had was a leather jacket, and she was cold. And so, Florida is a place for me. I would never want to spend. Well, let's just say if I had to pick between Florida and California, it would definitely be Florida. A lot more tropical there. But anyhow, you said you made two different parks you were in. I think one national and one state. Is that right?
Yep, that's right. I went to the south of Denver into Park Kilo 1213, which is it's a state park, and the name escapes me right now. It might come to me. And then at the end of the week, I went a little bit north to Kilo 0226, and that was the national park. That is the Rocky Mountain Arsenal Nature Reserve. And I was more concerned about that one, about putting up antennas, because they had some instructions not to disturb the ground. It's a national nature preserve, and I've got an antenna with a spike. So I did chat with the ranger, and he was appreciative that I talked to him first. And he said, you know what, if you stay close within a few feet of the marked trail and don't go off into the bush, he was quite happy with me setting up. So I set up and had a good activation both times. Actually, the first one I spilled over into the new Zulu day, and I didn't realize it, and I had 6 contacts in the new day, which would have meant I would have had a failed activation. So, of course, I had to rush out there the next morning and get a few more kilos just to make sure that didn't happen. So I actually went to 2 parks 3 times. But it was fun. It was really fun.
Oh, right on. Very good. Yeah, that's one state I've never been to. I've been to 36 out of the 50 states. Some just, taking the train through, and the rest were driving through. Some I've stayed in, others just passing through, but never been there. I have a friend that lives in Wyoming, and she's at 6,000 feet elevation. And so in the mornings, she's been getting frost on the grass for the last couple of weeks now already. So I've seen her post pictures in late August with frost on the grass and the rooftops in the morning. So yeah, when you're going into the mountains, the temperatures can swing wildly, pretty fast too. So all right, very good then. Glad you made it back safe there, Wade. And sounds like you had a good time, as well as working, right?
Yeah, Roger that. It's the first conference I've been back to since the pandemic. So I used to have to go to this one annually, and not for the 3 years previous. So ended up going back to it. It's a higher education conference called EduCause. So that was in the middle of the week, and I flew in the day early and the day late, so that I could try my hand at visiting a few parks. So I think it worked out pretty decently. It was good. Not sure when the next one's going to be. Take it slow, but if I can manage it, I'll try and mix in a little bit of radio, I think, going forward.
Okay, very good. All right. Well, thanks for checking in, Wade. You're sounding really good on 2 meters. Not so much on 70 centimeters, but I think you're at full strength there. I'll have to check again, but very good job there, Wade, and welcome back. So let's go over to Larry, LBI, VE3 Lima Bravo India. Are you available, sir? All right, not a problem. Well, let's see if we can get one more check in. This is Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu, with the Amateur Radio Exchange Group, AREG, and we're looking for check ins. Please come now. All right, well, let's swing up to see if Rick is still with us. Victor Alpha 3, Alpha X Ray Juliet, AXJ. Okay, how about Victor Echo 3, Papa Delta Lima? Paul, are you in there? All right, well, let's try our new check in. Jeffrey from Stony Creek, are you still there? VE3NVY. Woohoo! Quick list. Well, let's try Vanya. You still at your perch? VA3XLJ.
Oh no! I'm headed down. I'm gonna stop by the gas station, put the gas in the car, and go home. Like see everyone sleeping, and most likely it's gonna be time for me to head to work. So I'm gonna guys give you 7-3, and hopefully we're gonna talk back again like tomorrow or something like that.
Okay, absolutely. Well, very good. Well, thanks for checking in with us tonight, there, Vanya. And like I mentioned previously, there, great discussion. And I look forward to chatting with you again, uh, maybe during the daytime or what have you, on one of the frequencies that we usually go to, or right here. I'm available during the day. I usually have one of my radios on this frequency, so give us a shout anytime you like. But we'll see. We'll talk to you for 7-3 round there, Vanya. So let's try one more time for Larry, VE3LBI. Larry. Okay, so it looks like we will get have time to uh, read our usual on this day. So let's try one more call out and see if anyone else is out there wishing to check into the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. This is VA3CJZ. Anyone, anywhere, please come now. All right, guess who has a birthday on this day in history? First guy on our list is Daniel Boone. He was born in 1734 and died on this day in 1820. He's known as an American frontiersman and explorer, and he was put into the U.S. Hall of Fame in 1915, born in Reading, Pennsylvania. I think I have that on my uh, board game there. Monopoly? Yeah, that's it. Okay, and Marie Antoinette was famously decapitated on this day in 1793. She was only 38 years old, somewhere around there. She was the Queen of France from 1774 to 1792. And she was the one who allegedly uttered the phrase, let them eat cake. Born in Vienna, Austria. She was part of the problem that the population thought that royalty were hoarding all the money and the peasants were starving. And so eventually Louis XVI was beheaded, and she actually was charged with high treason. And so she was found guilty, and then you know the rest. So, anyways, then we have Burt Lancaster. He has a birthday today, uh, born in 1913 and passed away in 1994. Uh, Burt Lancaster was in many, many movies, some black and white, some colorized. He was born in New York City, New York. So happy birthday in heaven to Burt Lancaster. All right, this next guy. If you're a comic book fan, you'll know the name Steve Ditko. He was born on this day, 1927. He's the American comic artist for The Amazing Spider-Man and Doctor Strange. He's the artist for those two comic books. Born in Johnstown, Pennsylvania. He passed away in 2018, only 4 years ago. Next, we have Stephanie Powers. Her real name is Stephanie Paul. She was born on this day in 1942. She played in The Girl from U.N.C.L.E., Heart to Heart. She wasn't in The Man from U.N.C.L.E., she was in The Girl from U.N.C.L.E. And then Heart to Heart. She was born in Hollywood. And for you musicians out there, Keith Emerson has a birthday today, born in 1944, but he passed away in 2016. He's the English rock keyboardist, composer, and arranger for Emerson Lake and Palmer, born in West Yorkshire, England. And then we have Catherine Dawn, also known as Katie Lang, Canadian Juno and Grammy Award winning country pop singer and songwriter, on this day in 1961. So she'd be 61 years old. David Schwimmer turns 56 today, born in 1966. And we all know him from Friends and probably a couple of other things. Last on our list is Charmel Sullivan. You may not know the name, but she's the wife of Booker T. And she was also in WWE for a short time, known as Queen Charmel, born in 1970 on this day. Okay, do we have anyone wishing to check in or any comments? Please come now. Ooh.
A comment?
Go ahead, Vanya.
Oh, now that you mentioned the Marie Antoinette and the cake eaters, yeah, they were both decapitated, whatever, like for the high treason. I guess her boyfriend was a Swedish king, so I guess they found the letters. Her asking him to come in and overthrow whatever they lost. But there's interesting story about how all that thing went down, because when they got captured, actually, that it wasn't the first time. So they got captured and they sent into some. It's almost like a castle with a huge villa with a estate and something like that. And they told them, "You guys gonna live there." So they tried to escape from that castle to go to Sweden or somewhere else. Once I believe, and they got I guess captured again, and they sent back whatever somewhere. And this is their second time. They tried to escape or to go somewhere before they got arrested for the high treason. But the problem is that the king was so, I don't know, should I say word dumb or stupid? He wanted to go bring all the fancy teas, and when they were going through the country, like, he would tell them, "Oh, this is nice scenery. We have to stop here and eat breakfast and stuff like that." It's a really interesting story. If you go to Smithsonian Museum, they really have a nice write up about two of those, and how all the thing went down from the revolution up to the end for two of those.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I was reading up on it a little bit there today, and apparently she had many children, and I guess the population thought that she was having an affair, and probably some of those children were illegitimate, and then she's from Austria, and I guess France was having a beef with Austria, and she sided with Austria, and that caused problems as well. And then there's something about the necklace. Yeah, very interesting history there, Vanya.
Yes, so I just kind of wanted to chime this thing in. Whoever didn't read about it, he should go and read. Like it's really mind-boggling. But that second escape, like it's maybe there's a video or two, like on YouTube, I guess. I mean, it's that king he was a piece of work. I mean, they almost pulled it through, and he said, "Oh, let us have a breakfast or something." Okay, I'm just making this stuff up, but you know what I'm saying? Like it's him and his China and the coaches and whatever that thing. Like he didn't want to leave. Like, oh my God. But anyways, yeah. So VA3XLJ out. So I'm gonna give you guys 7-3, and till next time.
Okay, there, Vanya. Yep. Thanks for chiming in with that little piece of information there. yeah, there's a lot of history that's very, very interesting there. But when your population is starving and you're sitting on a gold toilet, the population will get upset. That's for sure. And then just they happen to have the guillotine, so off with their heads. So yeah, royalty has been the subject of the people rising up many times, so they have to be careful. Okay, Vanya, thank you very much for that history lesson. And 7-3 to you. We'll catch you next time. So it's now 9:45 p.m. And let's see if there's anyone else out there wanting to join us here on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. This is VA3CJZ, and we're looking for check-ins. Anyone, anywhere. All right, a little bit slow tonight. So far, we've only got 12 check-ins, but that's okay. That's how it goes. Let's check in to see if PDL is with us. VE3 Papa Delta Lima. Did you turn your volume back up yet, Paul? All right, well, let's go to famous people that passed away on this day. And we have a British gentleman by the name of James W. Birch. In 1875, he was the first British resident in Perak, Malaysia, who was speared to death while in the bathhouse of his boat, the SS Dragon, at the age of 49. So people in Malaysia didn't appreciate the British, I guess. So he was speared in his own bathhouse of his boat. Irwin Allen. Now, we're not talking about games here. In 1991, Irwin Allen, the American film and television producer for Land of the Giants, The Poseidon Adventure, Towering Inferno. Irwin Allen passes away at the age of 75. And then, jumping up to 1995, we have Bill Blair, an American auto racer who is one of the pioneers of NASCAR. He had 54 top 10 finishes. So he dies at the age of 84 back in 1995. And you wrestling fans out there may know the name the Fabulous Moolah. I sure do. Mary Lillian Ellison. She's an American pro wrestler. She was with WWE for years, and before that with other people. She was a world champion between 1956 and 1983. So that's almost 30 years. That's 27 years she was a world champion. And she dies from a heart attack at the age of 84 in 2007 on this day. A fabulous Moolah. And then finally, famous person, Raymond Chow. All you Bruce Lee fans out there would know the name Raymond Chow. He passed away in 2018. He's a Hong Kong film producer, and he popularized martial arts worldwide and dies at the age of 91, 4 years ago in 2018. And yes, he did work with Bruce Lee. All right, well, that brings us to the end of our birthdays and deaths. Do we have any check-ins or comments? Please come now. All right. Okay. The Mercedes-Benz was basically invented on this day. In 1886, German patent granted to inventor Carl Benz for vehicle with gas engine operation is considered to be the first automobile. So he applied for the patent. Here it is. On January 29, 1886, Carl Benz applied for a patent for his vehicle powered by a gas engine. Then it has the patent number here. May be regarded as the birth certificate of the automobile. In July 1886, the newspapers reported the first public outing of the three-wheeled Benz patent motor car model number 1. And just to put it in perspective, that was 1886. Now, Henry Ford in 1896, the founder of Ford Motor Company, built his first car and took it for a spin on the streets of Detroit. So Henry Ford is not the person who built the first car, it belongs to Carl Benz. Oh, and here's some other disappointing news. Cheerleading at football games in the United States did not start with women. Okay? In 1888, on this day, cheerleading begins in the United States as Johnny Campbell leads the crowd cheering on the football team at the University of Minnesota. So there's a little bit of information for you all out there. Let's see. Westinghouse, 1920 on this day. Westinghouse radio station in East Pittsburgh, KDKA, begins broadcasting. And then in 1946, New York City's WABC AM and FM. So they had FM all the way back to 1946, eh? Wow. Anyways, those radio stations changed their name from WABC to WCBS. And that same year, WEAF, AM and FM, changed their call letters to WNBC. All right. Gordie Howe. We've got Wayne in there after. On this day in 1969, 41-year-old Detroit right wing Gordie Howe picks up his 19th and final NHL hat trick as Red Wings beat Pittsburgh Penguins 4-3. Howe is the oldest player to score an NHL hat trick. I met Gordie Howe once, got his autograph. He was pretty cranky. Okay, let's jump up to 1978 on this day. Wayne Gretzky is sold to the Edmonton Oilers after just 8 games with the Indianapolis Racers of the WHA, scoring 6 points, blah, 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 Rookie of the Year. Some computer news. On this day, 1988, the Morris worm, for you computer geeks out there, is the first internet distributed computer worm to gain mainstream media attention, launched from MIT. And it strikes the Pentagon, SDI, a research and lab. I don't know what that is, but it's a research place, and 6 universities. Any of you ever hear about the Morris worm? On this day, 1988. And the very first crew arrives at the International Space Station on this day in the year 2000. There we go. So that wraps it up for our on this day information. Some of you might find it interesting. So let's do one more call out, and then we'll go down the list for a 7-3 call. This is VA3CJZ with the Amateur Radio Exchange Group, looking for check-ins. Anyone, anywhere, please come now. Okay, so the first two are gone, BMO and GNP. Let's go to Mac, VA3IMW. 7-3 round, Mac.
Roger. And for station identification, Victor Alpha 3, India Mike Whiskey. Because that's what we do. We like to follow the rules sometimes. Anyways, great group of guys in to check in tonight. Unfortunately, we didn't hear from Deb tonight. That's too bad. Trust everything is okay, and she's staying on top of her problems with headaches and all the rest of that stuff. And I know that she was doing some antenna work as well. Other than that,
right.
I guess we'll just park it at that. We're looking forward to everybody being able to be face to face on Zoom tomorrow night, and we'll see how that goes. 8 p.m. And once again, remember, if you haven't been invited, then you haven't sent me your email address. Send me a note at va3imw@gmail.com, and we'll make sure that you get an invite to that event. Other than that, Chuck, thanks for doing what you're doing, and glad to be able to spend the evening with like-minded individuals. 7-3s to you and all on frequency.
Well, thank you for that there, Mac. And I also want to say congratulations. I was looking at your um, uh, QRZ page, and it shows here you've got 655 parks hunted. So congratulations on that. So, but I got 10 more countries in the past week on my HF. So I just hope more people confirm me. So yeah, very good, very good. And I see my Weather Network webpage is flashing red. So that says that there's lots of fog and to be careful. Other than that, Mac, thanks again. And what are your plans on the weekend? More POTA?
Well, I mean, I'll take a stab at some POTA. It is nice to flip open the tablet and what do they call it? Do a screen note or something like that. So if you flip open the available spots on 40 meters and go down the list and get them all, and then you can take a deep breath. But seriously, I do need to clean up some stuff in the backyard. I need to get my mower into the gazebo, get a few things covered up, and probably some stuff I should have done last weekend or the weekend before. But, you can only procrastinate so far. I'm a really good procrastinator because I work really good under pressure. But that's pretty much the extent for me. Other than the normal grocery shopping and all the rest of that good stuff that happens during the days that you can't get out and do that stuff. So looking forward to maybe some more radio time and a little final cleanup in the backyard.
All right, sounds good. Well, I'm looking at the weather here for the next 7 days. And tomorrow 17, Friday 18, Saturday 21, Sunday 15, Monday 16. Coldest day is Tuesday 11, and then next Wednesday 15. So lots of nice weather. There's no rain in the forecast. So get out there and enjoy the nice weather there, folks. And thank you, Mac, for that. And we hope to chat with you again sometime soon. Okay. Let's see. Who's next? PDL. VE3 PDL. Last call, Paul. Okay. Well, let's see if Larry is still with us. VE3 LBI. Okay, very good. Well, let's see. Are there any stragglers that would like to check in at the last minute here for the Amateur Radio Exchange Group, AREG? This is VA3 CJZ. Please come now. Okay, well, that's it then. I guess we're going to wrap it up and put a bow on it. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for checking in. If you forgot, oh well, next week, I guess. I know Steve NFG mentioned on RPADSNet he was going to stop by, but he must have slipped his mind. So, anyways, tonight we ended up with 12 check-ins, and that does not include myself because I did not check in. And so 12 check-ins tonight, not too shabby. Thank you very much, everyone. I hope you enjoyed yourselves as much as I did, and you have a great rest of the week. This is VA3 CJZ, returning the frequency back to regular amateur use. Good night, everyone. 7-3.